Let's go.
Hey guys, this is Two Teens and One Brain here. This is Easy.
This is Kenneth. What's
And
up, guys?
We're really glad to be with you today. So today we're going to talk about how HNT Helium is having some fun with their competition. And the CEO talks about it too. We have quite a couple clips and we're doing a bit
I
of
really like HNT. Really like this.
going to be a very interesting project to watch for the future.
You're going to see why we love this.
Purpose is you want to actually create a network that's useful. And the better you do it, the guys with the towers and on the rooftops, the more you earn. Like you put the effort in, you make yours more useful, then the more you are rewarded.
That seems pretty fair. That seems
Hey,
pretty
guys.
reasonable.
That's Frank Mong. He's the Chief Operations Officer.
Yeah,
So
big dude.
it's an interview with him.
Yeah, we just grabbed a couple clips I thought would be relevant. Here's
Yo.
another one.
The merchandise he was having, that's actually pretty sick. I'll take
I like the
an
Helium
outfit like
stuff.
that.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
Some like crypto competitors out there. I'm not going to give them any airtime, so I won't talk about their names. You know who I'm talking about.
You'll see
But
later.
dude, charging people $5,000, $6,000 for like a LoRaWAN gateway, whatever they call theirs, and the mining is the rewards are like split equally.
What?
And there's no proof of coverage. It's just this random time split. Like, what is that, dude? Come on, that's garbage, man. Why you quote me on that, dude? That's stupid. Like, why would anyone do that? Why would I pay $5,000 for something? And I think I'm mining Ethereum or mining whatever.
Bro, $5,000 is a lot of money.
It's
For
not
me, it's a lot of
monetization,
money,
right?
dude.
Remember, this is a utility. Like,
Holy.
it goes back to
Yeah.
purpose. What is the purpose of doing this, guys? Purpose is you want to actually create a network that you.
That's useful, right? So you can get rewarded,
Yeah.
which plays into that other clip, right? It makes a lot of
If
sense.
you guys want to watch the interview, it's going to be in the description. But
Yeah.
it's pretty long interview. It's like over an
Highly
hour.
recommend you check it out for a deep dive. This will be the explain link on 5 edition. Pretty much. How do the underlying systems work? Well, for HNT, how it works is really simple. They're a decentralized telco, a telecommunications system on radio frequency, and they just want to be as simple as possible to give internet to everyone. Instead of
Radio
using,
waves.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the
Instead of-
ones you have in your car. Same waves. You can have this
Exactly.
whole system. That's actually nuts.
And also something to keep in mind, it's not like proof of stake, right? Or proof of work like Ethereum or Bitcoin. They're working on proof of coverage. They develop their own, proprietary coverage systems. And they reward people for covering, pretty much giving other people internet. And eventually it's not only going to be internet, they have 5G planned. They're
Yeah.
expanding.
And also people get rewarded for mining. But
Yes,
we can talk about that after.
exactly. Now the other, even if you want to
Just
call it a
one moment.
competitor,
One more.
another
Before we start-
option is Dent. So what they want to do is they want to leverage existing providers, existing telecommunications, and make it simpler and more efficient through eSIM, rather than having to make new SIMs, make new, plastic. You can just sell your unused data to other people, right? Instead of just waiting for it to waste. Like, let's say you're in Canada and you want to go to Australia, you can sell your minutes on your Canadian provider, and you can go to Australia or anywhere else where, this Dent network is covered.
Before we move on, I'd like to add upon 5G. It's the latest technology. Imagine 5G in your house. That's actually nuts. 5G. It's a possibility. It used to be a dream. Now it could be. You can have it on your pocket at home. All right. Yeah. So,
Yeah, man. And the truth is, the only other people providing 5G are, very massive multi-conglomerate or national conglomerate styles, or the only other real competitor is Tesla's Starlink, which are all centralized. Nothing is decentralized like HNT. We'll talk about it later.
Can I add one more thing about the radio things?
Sure.
It's that on the interview, it said that the CEO said that people with private networks, since it's a radio, the miners actually pick up that, even though they're private. So just saying, people have their own private networks, but this has a capability to catch them, but they don't even use it. I hope not, but.
Oh, so what you're saying is it can relay it through the radio signals to the other networks without passing it through the public channel. That's pretty cool. Huh?
No, yeah, it can read the private networks that's around.
Right, without having to show the information. That's brilliant. You can just
No, but it shows information on the miners recognize information.
Right, but not the data in the system.
No,
right?
no, they don't.
Yeah, only the node, which is
only
good,
if you
'cause that's
hack
how
on
they
it
really-
and unless you hack on it, you can see. But
Right. That's
not gonna do that.
fingers crossed. Hope not. Right. You know?
We're not advising to hack or learn how to hack. So
And also, we're not financial advisors, so do
Yeah.
your own research. Don't just buy and sell based on the name of the video, okay? Because you're gonna get dumped on. That I'm just saying. That being said, though, this is a radio network, which is basically going to be the base for the Internet of Things through radio, through a distributed, right, a decentralized global network. They're already internet compatible. They're bringing 5G, and soon it's going to be probably the most resistant network due to their Byzantine fault tolerance. They're able to have more than 50%, I think, of the nodes giving false information, and HNT still works. That's nuts. They also have 25,000 hotspots, a little more now, actually.
that's an underestimate.
Yeah, I think it's closer to 40 now. It's freaking nuts.
Yeah, probably.
How many hotspots they have. But the truth
40,000.
is, individual people or individual miners that said, we want to be part of Helium, you know? And they have over 200,000 hotspots. Like, think about the demand for this.
Wait, before we move on to the next point,
Mm-hmm.
200,000 hotspots. On the interview, it said that their goal was to have 200,000 by the end of 2021.
Mm-hmm.
But since to economic activity and COVID and
Chip
Suez
shortages.
Canal and war,
Mhm.
chip shortages, they were not able to get this done.
Right.
So you imagine if no COVID, this network would be
Right.
so much faster.
It would have been
And the
so much
scalability of
more
this is going to be insane. This is pre-order, and there's people even buying more each day.
Can't blame them, bro. Really can't
And
blame
I don't blame them either. A really good idea.
Yeah, it's giving...
Do your own diligence, please.
It's absolutely. But if you think about it simply, internet coverage is necessary. Everyone needs internet. It's going to be decentralized and profitable, but for the people, by the people, right? Profit is just an incentive to make sure people do everything efficiently. So they're going to keep beating the telcos with cheaper, better systems through decentralized finance, and in this case, decentralized technology.
Okay, so since we have the miners, where we can get rewarded, the initial miners, we're going to talk about them later. Even if we can make a video just for the dedicated on miners, the HNT miners.
Absolutely.
The 5G ones can make the old miners, the original ones, and the new 5G. So this is really useful. 2 ways to make money.
Absolutely.
And future is more refining. So in the future, they're not going to use as much of the mining part because there's going to be a market cap of talking about later. But basically, they're going to be used to process the data, so
Absolutely.
network can actually function.
This is essential, right? Because if you think about it, all this data transfer, you're going to want to be able to make sure it's good data. And not everyone's going to want to pull their data, but some people really are going to want high quality, refined processed data. So this, having it as a base layer, it's going to be absolutely amazingly essential. You won't believe how we lived without it. That's just something I wanted to make a point on.
So what they're capable of their 5G devices coming out, it's just normal 5G. You can watch videos, you can stream, you can do everything. So it's not like a limited version of 5G. You can actually do everything. But you need a 5G device like iPhone 12 or the Samsungs.
Yeah.
So
I think Pixel, the newer ones for sure. So,
yeah, the newer ones, pretty sure.
Perfect. So it's just incredible. Decentralized, right? They can compete.
Decentralized, and then to compete, I'm the type of consumer, I like to pay as cheap as possible. I don't want to overpay for something that I'm not going to use. So this is perfect.
And you can own a piece of something that people see is not only useful but cheaper, right? This is just something I wanted to show is really cool. This is the first Helium prototype that they were playing with. This is one of their older devices, but look at the evolution. We have a couple more miners later on. This is one of their earlier ones, but this is a really get scrappy team, and I love it.
Yeah, can you go back, please?
Yeah.
I want to point something out. So this is the one they made by themselves, but they don't sell that anymore because we're going to show the ones that they actually sell now.
Right.
Because of partnerships. But this, to me, the first time I looked at this, it looks like a Mac Mini, like the older ones.
Yeah.
It literally looks like a Mac Mini.
It's amazing.
So this looks like a battery, the original one.
Yeah.
Went from
Yeah.
to this.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's a pretty
Wow.
amazing upgrade, to be honest.
Yep.
Perfect. It's a really simple question, but a lot of people don't think about it.
Why
Why
are you-
this currency? Right? It's really, really simple. After less than 2 years of them being in operation, they have pretty much closer to 40K hotspots. They're the largest radio frequency LoRaWAN network in the world. So their proof of coverage consensus is their own. It's discrete math. It's based off useful work. Being able to reuse, because it's radio, you can just broadcast it out and reuse this signal. Compared to Bitcoin or Bitcash or some Nakamoto consensus model where you have to use specific computer computation, we call that hash power, to make a consensus once, it's only valid for that one confirmation. Compared to radio, compared to Helium, which is consensus model, which lets you reuse the signal. You're able to broadcast radio to secure the blockchain to other nodes, which can capture this radio signal and confirm, yeah, I also got this transaction. I also got this proof of coverage. So it's just incredible to have reusable compared to just a single use. So I think that's something that's absolutely revolutionary and way overlooked.
Another big thing here is when we're talking about Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, when I think about it, I think of these mega big rigs or people building these, paying overpriced for GPUs.
Right.
Here we're talking about something that technically it is designed to put in your window, right?
Right.
What's the size comparison difference? Bitcoin miners need
Basic.
cooling.
Yeah.
Need cooling. This you put it by the window.
Absolutely.
Plug
And
it in.
industrial power versus like normal power supply. Like a helium miner is super quiet. How loud's a Bitcoin miner? You know? Simple stuff like that people don't think about it until it's actually in their house, you know?
Or when you have to pay the bills.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. So these are the new miners that they're
Okay, so-
super sexy.
Okay, so you can see right in the middle, that's the original one. Then we have other partnerships. The smaller one is from Rack. You have Nebra. You have one that's Nebra for outside, a Bobcat. And this other one, I'm not sure how do you pronounce it, Ren, but
Yeah. There's just
you can see how much
absolutely-
it has evolved.
yeah.
It became from, you can even get it something that's smaller. That thing is like the size of a
It's tiny.
mouse. Like a mouse. Like
A
used for a
mousetrap,
computer.
yeah. So this is just a coverage map. I wanted to show y'all. There are 40,000 hotspots. If we take off the offline ones, oh sorry, that just shows the offline ones. You know, I just
Yeah.
went into a couple of these because my internet is crap, and I just, you know, that's a pretty freaking nice reward. We're
Yeah,
still
but
in
you
a
gotta-
dump. That's $15 each. All right,
But you gotta remember. This is before the halving. It's gonna occur
Absolutely.
in August.
That's true.
But
That's
still,
great.
if you make half of this and the coin value goes up because the supply is gonna go down, you're still making a lot of money. This is passive income,
yeah.
guys.
Oh yeah,
But I'm not telling you to buy it. You gotta do your own diligence. But
you got to think about what works
Plenty
for your
of potential.
situation. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Absolutely.
if you want to show like a more populated area, like let's put
Of hotspots all over near Michigan, near Chicago. You can see a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's gone pretty far.
do you
So
see how
if we were
many
just to
hotspots
go-
are over there?
Yeah, let's just go. Let's say somewhere near.
Let's go downtown. Let's go to the
Downtown.
downtown part.
Sure.
Yeah, let's go to the one right there, right in the middle.
Perfect.
There you go, that one, perfect.
Right, Umberboa. They have such funny names. Yeah.
120.
Sheesh, they made 7 times 15 today. They made over $80, $90 today. Wow.
Yeah,
Doing
that's
nothing.
American dollars too, right? You can look at American dollars HNT.
That's true. For Canadian, that's
And since this is public information, you can literally download all their history and see how much they made of all the time since they put up the hotspot.
Absolutely.
It's insane.
It's
This,
pretty amazing.
imagine this.
Dude, you
I
see
would
how
like
far
extra
that
money.
goes? Dude, this is massive. Like, you see how the connections? Ha! That's pretty freaking cool.
It's like a
Okay.
firework.
Yeah, it's like a
Okay,
mandala.
let's go back over there.
Yeah.
now.
Thanks for your patience, guys. But we kind of just exposed the meme. But no worries. We're always talking about how they literally take forever. Even Escobar knows. Ugh.
The shortage. Oh my god.
The shortage is real. He might be able to get his Colombian gold in, but he definitely cannot get his miner in. That being said, though, guys, Helium is super easy to use. There are really only 3 steps to do this. Ken, you want to run us through it?
Yeah, let's do this. Okay, don't you have to put this on the... So with the COO said they wanted their things to be as easy as apples from
Amazing.
the app and setting it up. So you literally, from my understanding, you open the box, you
Yeah.
plug it into a plug, put it by a window where it's open,
Mm-hmm.
and then you connect to the app and you start earning.
Right, you connect it
tip.
to the thing, and then you start earning.
Yeah, you connect to your
check
Wi-Fi,
your
obviously.
earnings. Yeah.
But it says recommended through Ethernet. But what's interesting about this, I remember radio waves reflect through water, right? And so if you put it through a water, you can literally expand the range of the miner.
Huh? If it's near water, you're telling me it reflects better. Right, that makes sense. That's so crazy, eh? Amazing. Yeah, it's so amazing what you learn on these like super long interviews, and if you hadn't seen it, you would have missed it. So if we're going for a fight-to-fight style, like this decentralized Internet of System, this IoT stuff, like Vosscoin's a pretty cool YouTuber, love watching his stuff. Like HNT's just trashed ETH returns. They have a very interesting team. They have amazing tokenomics. I think you've heard us raving about it, but their halvings going on in about 70 days. It's gonna be crazy. So their team, we were talking about it, pretty much their experience is basically in radio and hardware, makes sense, manufacturing, distributed system, and peer-to-peer in blockchain tech. It all makes sense. It's all perfect. Here's my crazy conspiracy theory. I think if Elon Musk, he's talking about Doge going the small block route, right? So if that were to be true, if they use Doge as their settlement proof of work there, sorry about that, and they go with the Bitcoin Cash style big block adoption, then this would be an amazing non-Nakamoto system to be able to spread internet and also be able to Starlink, had a bad cough there, be able to run other internet technologies perhaps as some sort of perhaps telco style universal global system with much lower prices than regular telcos, which have pretty much regulation propping them up, and they'll have much better coverage. I mean, I don't really see any downside to this, except maybe for people who are in the
you
telco
love
industry.
Doge, man. You love Doge
Man.
more than me.
I fucking love this, bro. It's like, you know what? Love or hate Elon, he did some cool shit. Screwed the market, made a lot of money. Diamond hands though. Ugh. So, you want to go for this one, Ken?
Sure. In the left corner, we have Dent, okay? And if you can't beat them, just better join them. So
It's fair. You know? Can't complain. It's a solid philosophy.
okay, enables M-Pesa style. It's like, so originally in Kenya they had this thing called M-Pesa where people traded their extra minutes on their phones for money. So in a way they started developing this type of system, but it's like as I say, entrepreneurs, they see things, possibilities, and something similar was born, and now we have something cryptocurrency and it's decentralized, right? So
Absolutely. So the
Amazing.
thing is, M-Pesa was like a centralized thing. This is decentralized.
yeah,
Something to keep in mind. So something kind of cool about Dent, they have the free rewards. We'll talk about this a little later for people who use Dent. So that's a pretty big incentive. Something else, again, very big if. Do your own research.
yeah,
But
a
if
big if.
Dent, integrates with all the telcos, I think it's very simple. $1 trillion market cap is the base. You know? That being said, people who bought in 2017 are feeling like this guy right here in the tech support. Just, this is why we tell you, seriously do your own research. Because when YouTubers pump shit and you just buy, you get screwed.
Me and Ezzy, we spend hours.
You have no idea how long it
videos
took
and
me to do
research.
this cube thing, man. Just this cube animation. On top of that, all the research. On top of that, all the stuff. We do it for you guys because we want you
Yeah,
not pump and dump, but actually like enjoy the video, have some memes, and maybe even drop a like. Maybe I'm
yes,
hopeful.
sir, yes, sir.
That being said, though, guys, HNT Helium is really just looking after us. The telco customers are just getting trashed. We're getting ripped off.
For once, someone's looking out for us. My
To plug it
God.
up, Since Alexander Bell, we've been absolutely getting destroyed by these companies. But the thing is, they don't ask you to do overage. They don't believe in that. They have actual unlimited data, right? Whereas in Canada, that's pretty much unheard of. In the States, less so. But
I believe Canada's probably top like 5 most expensive phone plans in the world. Not even joking.
in the developed world, I think it's
expensive.
number 1. It's insane because they can, because regulation lets them. So why wouldn't they? So the thing is, this is just with U.S. telcos. Imagine how much, other G7, other G20 nations really do need cheaper internet. And then forget G7. How about the other 100-something countries in the world, which actually...
You imagine the second and third world countries, especially third world countries.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. Just imagine if internet cut to 1/10 of what the original cost is. The possibilities of people being able to afford it now, like now they
And
can create and
education
get
will
on the
go
internet.
up. Like, the world will be more educated. Like, if people have more access to internet, more development, both
Yeah.
economically and for the people too.
It's a social and economic good. It's a win-win, That being said, Dent is going after somewhat of a different approach. They're partnering with really big industry leaders such as Samsung, such as Ethereum, and they're really trying to take in with the big brand names and go in, spend as much as they need to get the big partnerships and go after enterprise. It's going to make them some big money in the end.
Ethereum. Let's talk about Ethereum. Ethereum 1.0, it's going to be too expensive. If it's 2.0, possibility.
Absolutely. Imagine paying $350 to confirm something on chain for Ether, man. It's wild. So all
Are
I'm
you
telling
robbing
is,
me? Are you trying to rob me for $300 like that? Did you pay for something? In fees, bro?
honestly, man.
God.
Bro, until ETH2 comes out, everything's dead in the water. HNT is working today. Dent is not. Just, that's another point for HNT on the long, long list. That being said, you really got to look at this. How much is Dent? Each Dent has gone down quite a bit. But even still, 30,000 Dent is over $200. Sure, in Canada, that's maybe like 3-4 months of your phone plan. But in Africa, that's a big deal. In Asia, you can get much cheaper cell
Wait,
phone
you forgot.
plans.
It's not that much. No, it is that much. Sorry. I'm correcting myself. Because this is just a plan. You just have to bring your device.
Oh, shit. That's true. That's a good point.
And it has to be compatible with 5G for you. I don't know if it works with
eSIM,
5G,
right.
but you got to use it.
With the eSIM, yeah, it's got to be compatible. Not every phone is.
eSIM is only what, iPhone, I think?
Yeah, pretty much.
And iPhones are expensive.
A couple Samsungs, but I don't know too many.
Yeah.
I don't have one. Just something to keep in mind, right?
And networks, they're coming. They're going to use the Helium network. Why? Because we're not competing. We're not trying to charge people money to go use our network. It's
Shots
not even
fired.
our network. It's your network. It's the people's network. So really open, right? Just really
The
be open
people's
source
network.
about it.
You
Yeah.
heard that. The
I think
people's.
A year ago, that wasn't sort of where our mindset was, and we really had to shift. We really had to understand that for this to really take off, we really have to embrace open source, and we have to live it. Meaning that we can't charge people anything. There's no charge. It's the blockchain. The fees are all within the blockchain, and that's what it is. We can't change that. It's based on the community. It's based on the HIP we talked about, right? That's how things change. We can't change it. We got to give it up. And that's really made a world of difference for us, Jimmy, because that has...
Sorry,
You heard it
guys.
there, folks.
Open source.
You heard it there.
Yeah, sorry, Kenneth?
You heard it there, folks. He said it.
Yeah, guys. Open source means that everything that they contribute is open to anyone to add on to. So instead of them being a closed ecosystem, they're open to the public. So I think that's just amazing. Uniswap
They
kind of
actually
went,
have...
kind of corporate, and they made their Uniswap v3 not open to the public for 2 years. So them continuing to be open source really shows that they're two diverging paths.
Also, I don't know if we forgot to add here, but they also have these developer kits where you can make your own products using to run on the Helium network.
Ecosystem, right.
So it's like
Super
if you're good at developing and you want something that's not there already, but you want more efficient way to use it,
maybe
and that's
sending
decentralized,
Bitcoin fees
you
or
can literally
Ether
just make
fees.
it. Like,
Right. Absolutely. And that's a lot more powerful. And being able to broadcast it over radio with the Helium network rather than having to pay per transaction, that might be something that a lot of companies might be
and
doing.
it's less
Hey,
radio
crypto's the
waves.
future. Do I really want a Bitcoin consensus model?
I really like how Helium works.
Absolutely.
Just my opinion.
That being said, though, at least Dent gives you some free rewards. Every single day, if you're in the Dent ecosystem, you're going to get some free Dent, just so long as you do some things, right? And then you'll
But
get some...
that's literally sounds like a game that you log in every day and
Lol.
come 5 days in a row, 7 days to get this reward.
And you also make money,
What
make
happens
Dent
if you
for
miss a
playing
day?
games too, So
What happens if you miss a day?
well, I guess...
You restart from zero, probably.
Lol. Sucks for you pretty much, yeah. And also, the referring your friends for Dent. So I don't know how they actually make this Dent. I don't know if they have it for promotions or they actually mint it, but kind of giving me BitConnect vibes. Make sure that you don't make a dent in your wallet by buying Dent. So just stay wary, guys. Thank you to ImageFlip for that.
Keep your eyes open, please. Look at the stats before you make any decisions.
Absolutely. Here are the stats on Helium. Here's the tokenomics for it. It's just going to be a real simple explain like I'm 5. So we keep talking about non-Nakamoto all the time. What that just means is it's not based off the Bitcoin halving. It has its own native network. It's deflationary based on its own halving cycles rather than the Bitcoin one, which is what the vast majority of the market is correlated to. So the CEO, really, you heard him. He couldn't care much how it's mined. He just wants to make sure that it's a people's network, right? That its coverage is good and useful. On top of that, there is a maximum cap to the amount of HNT that can be created per month. And so, since
5 million.
Yeah, it's 5 million HNT.
Before halving.
Before the halving, right? Which eventually
The
would
halving.
make it 2.5, right? So, making HNT more valuable. So the supply will continue to drop until it hits about 15%, and we're sitting at 34% supply right now. So at a certain point, it's just going to be very deflationary. So something to keep in mind, the way to make money on Helium is by doing these 3 things. 65% of the rewards are given to the hotspots, with the rest of the 35 being kept for them, right? That being said,
Yeah, the early investors
65%.
and the people.
Right.
Early
Yeah.
investors and the people who work there. It's actually not 35, it's 34 because it drops 1% until 15, as we said
Right.
earlier.
Every single, right. So that being said, this is how the 65% is distributed. It's the challengers to the proof of coverage, which is the actual hotspots, the witnesses, which take the proof of coverage from these hotspots, and they make sure that, they're getting the right thing. And the network data, we were talking about the refination, the refining, the collection, and pretty much making sure that data is good. This is what they're going to be doing, making sure that the consensus on HNT is correct and that the data was transferred correctly. So this is going to be the vast majority where the HNT is made later on, if you think about it. Even now, the vast majority of HNT is made here. So data is the future. Anything you want to add on, Kenneth?
Sure. I'm just looking up. There's actually a coin that's used to fuel the network itself. So like I forgot what it's called. I'm looking right now.
No.
Yeah, that data credits. So it uses the data credits. So data credits are used by devices to send data on the network for blockchain transaction fees. Data credits are created by burning HNT, are non-exchangeable and tied to a single user. That's from the Helium website directly.
So to transfer data, you're going to have to burn a little amount of HNT to create this data credit, correct?
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. So it adds another deflationary layer for mining and
Yes.
through data. Wow, that's amazing.
And
thank you for clarifying.
Just to remember one more thing from I don't want to spoil the whole video, but
Yeah.
I forgot exactly who, but they were guided by this economist where he's the one who actually designed how this network was going to operate.
Wow.
But if you want to see the full thing, just watch the video in the description.
Yeah, guys, link in description. Absolutely. It's definitely worth a watch. I'll tell you that. So we just want to lighten up the mood, guys. If you feel like mining HNT in your own house, feel free. If you want to go ahead, mine HNT at your buddies and your family's houses, feel free. But if you really wanna, you should put the HNT at the top of the Empire State.
Yep.
You should put it at the highest building. You should put it at the Eiffel Tower. You know, put it at the CN Tower. Get it somewhere
The
up
CN
there,
Tower, the Burj
near the
Khalifa,
water. You know,
the Space Needle. You
Perfect.
imagine?
that'd be
Oh
so
my
cool,
God.
bro. States
But you can actually do it because
HNT.
of the miner. They have
Yeah,
a weather
man.
miner over there.
I gotta
So,
ask you,
yeah.
if we were gonna pick between these two projects, if we only had $100, would you put it in Dent or HNT, man? No question, no
Well,
contest, man.
It's HNT.
HNT, no contest. Read your fucking manual. I'm sorry. The memes for HNT are goddamn top notch. I gotta tell you, if you only get in for one thing, let it be the money. But the memes are second to none. You know? That being said, again, keep in mind, this is not financial advice. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you dropped a like, it would mean the world. And if you added notifications and you subscribe, then we'd be off to Mars by now. Anyone would really
I think you forgot a slide.
yeah. The last thing we'd like to do is make sure if you're actually watching this far, we really appreciate it. If you're human, thank you. And if you're not and you're a bot, please leave, or you're asleep and sleep tight. But if you're still here, HNT, Helium, please sponsor us. We'd love to be your mouthpiece
Please,
on
please,
YouTube.
please.
Please, we really like your stuff. If you want to send us a miner, I would definitely accept that. So
Me
yeah,
too, me
two
too.
teens, one brain, and one helium. You know. Mm.
Let's go, let's go. Thank you guys for
Definitely.
watching. I really appreciate you guys made it so far in this video. Love this. And please leave a like, subscribe, and share. It would
Thank
mean
you
a
so
lot.
much,
Thank
guys.
you.
And gals, take it easy.